Good morning, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here it's Thursday morning, May 10th. I do not like to wait for my tea to cool here in the morning. It's about 6:45 in the morning right now. So I've been experimenting with some various little box arrangements to try to be able to stick my tea in the windowsill here. There we go. Hello, YouTubers. What are you doing? Are you doing a Richard Petty thing on me here?
My rabbit asshole hat was so close at hand that I figured I just put it on.
Tony Baldwin and I here on, let's see, I think we've got everything maxed out here at almost 2100 on what, 10 May 2018, something like that.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, Thursday. Trash day was supposedly up here, but guess what? As is often the case, they just blew right by me and ignored my trash, despite the fact I had it down there late afternoon yesterday. I'll have to debate what I'm going to call them and tell them about that, because I know it won't make a damn bit of difference. They won't come back and collect it. So much for it's like $39 every 3 months, or $39 every 4 months.
That's a hell of a deal, as far as I'm concerned.
We'll have to get trash collection, or trash non-collection, as it turns out. What?
Well, I guess one does have to consider those things.
And that's the senior citizen discount. By the way, you guys that are over age of 65 or 60 or even 60 traveling in the UK, always ask for the senior discount, because the folks that live in the country have these cards they can show when they buy through on these attractions like museums and heritage sites. But if you're from overseas, just say I'm older than I meet the age requirement. No, they kind of get a kick out of that. You show your passport, and they're probably
show your wrinkles.
They're probably writing down the number and selling it to Al Qaeda or something, or ISIS or something. No, they're not doing that.
Let's hope not.
Meanwhile, it's been a glorious day. The Buckeye trees, or some people call them horse chestnuts. What do you always call those, Tony?
Buckeyes.
Yeah, well, yes, I did too, but some people did call them horse chestnuts. And they have these, they're flowering, they know how they flower very early. And they just become exuberant, and it's like any entity is becoming exuberant and wanting to reach a maximum effort, and then a release of things.
They're very pretty.
Think teenage boys, but the air today has been sublime. It's been perfumed by the flowers of the buckeye trees, the horse chestnut trees, because they only have a few hours to really reach peak efflorescence, or peak whatever you wish. Choose your favorite Latin verb to apply. And anyway, they're pretty much all off the damn trees now tonight. I'm not going to go out there and show you, but I'm going to tell you tomorrow they're going to be gone, most of them. What happened? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's my picture, or a picture I took. Yes. Yeah, no, there you go. I like the little hard-ons that you get the pistils and stamens and things. But but they do have actually. But you only have like 1.5 days. You have about 36 hours of really nice smells from this. Very good, Teddy. Excellent. I like that.
Well, anyway, that's about what you're gonna get.
No, that's exactly what we have. In fact, I was thinking about taking some of that this morning or this afternoon, but I didn't. Yeah, it's great. It is a true collab, isn't it? We ought to build this as a collab.
Well, I can see your eyeball coming out of the corner.
Are you still sitting way off to the side?
Well,
how can I get you? How can I get you in the center?
Is it better this way?
No, the other way. There you are. Well, not this way. There we go. How's that? Now, is it okay for me to mention that you're moving? Maybe?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Tony's moving down to a hellhole.
Or as a mutual friend calls it, the gravel pit.
Really?
Why would anyone want to move to the gravel
who says that? Is that Tamara? Does Tamara say that?
Oh no, this is a Lee.
Oh, Lee Frater. Oh, Lee Fraterism. I think I went to go Lee Frater. I wouldn't even be so charming as to call it a gravel pit.
It's Tucson, and it's much nicer than gravel pit.
I've been in several gravel pits, and
I even got a pic.
They're not nearly as hot.
I got a picture of the place. There's what the place looks like. There's trees. There's.
Get back a little bit more to go more in focus. There we go. It's more in focus. Excellent.
Here's the front of it.
That's the one. That's place you're buying. It's not bad. No, it's not bad. I've been in a lot of house trailers like that. Now, admittedly, they were double wides. Now, I've been in some single wides. I've actually been in. Have you ever heard of a single wide duplex house trailer? I have been.
I can't say I have.
Well, you know what? You know how I handled that?
Pushed it off a cliff?
No. I said to the guy who was my host, I said to my host, yes, there are such things as hosts in single wide duplex house trailers. I said, I'm going to be sleeping in the back of my truck. He says, well, then I better go down to the corner and tell the boys not to kill you when they come upon you sleeping in your truck. So that would be thank you very much, Johnny. And so Johnny went down and warned the neighborhood that I would be sleeping in the neighborhood in my truck, and nobody ever said squat or laid a finger on me the entire time. This was in North Charleston, South Carolina, by the way.
Well, that was mighty wide of them to do that.
Yes, it was. And isn't that a great expression? One that would now be considered very racist, but no, it's not. It's just an expression. We didn't use it very often at home. You obviously didn't either, probably. No.
No, well, it's not many, it's not many times that you run into someone who does such a wonderful thing.
That's true.
Be seen, it's mighty wide.
That's true. There aren't that many people. There aren't many times that people do that sort of thing. I think I've only used like 4 times when I was growing up. I've only used it myself twice while I was an adult.
Hey, baby. I'll come down here in a little bit. Joe and I are doing We're doing a
we're doing a
subversive
collab.
video.
We're doing a collab. It's called a collab
A collab.
in YouTube jargon. If you know you're a YouTuber, you do collabs.
Oh, I can do here. Now, see, I'm equal opportunity. I can do. There's bean bottles for Jim Beam bottles.
Oh, the little
I don't
boater.
think they make these anymore, but they are. You could get Jim Beam.
A boater? Or I know they make boater.
No, it's Jim Beam whiskey, bourbon.
Oh yeah, they make that crap.
But they used to make these figurines of different things.
Oh yeah, it's corn whiskey. Yeah.
This actual set was a political set.
Oh yeah, one of those things like.
This was 1968 for the 68 election. You get that one.
Was it?
And there's a little. It's the top hat is.
Was that was Humphrey Nixon, wasn't it?
It has a little hat that goes with
I
it.
like the hat.
Somehow, like that.
I always had a lot of time for Hubert Humphrey as well, but come on, the Happy Warrior. Well, I'm a Happy Warrior.
And then there's one of these.
A
Hubert.
I don't know where they ever got that damn elephant for the Republicans. I think they ought to get nowadays they ought to get like some sort of hateful ass, self-righteous bigot is what they need to get. What?
Also wrong with this?
Mike DeWine wine jug would be. That's kind of ridiculous. Mike DeWine wine jug as a hateful bigot Republican symbol.
You couldn't get, well, what it should be is a garbage pail. What it should be, a Mike DeWine, bucket should be, something that, I don't know, maybe used sanitary napkins should be, stuck in.
A jam rag.
The jam rag.
A big old jam rag might be the best symbol for Mike DeWine.
And he kind of looks like a big old jam rag.
Well, he's hateful enough. He's hateful enough.
Now, I do not live in the state of Ohio any longer, but I must say that, any sentient being
yes,
who thinks that they're going to vote for Mike DeWine really needs to check their sanity and needs to read up on this person. He's hateful, awful.
Yeah.
And I know firsthand experience.
That's this guy.
I grew up around the family. Now
he's right down the road from
two
him.
sides of the DeWines. They had farms down in Yellow Springs. And
right down the road.
Right down the road. There was the good DeWines, and somehow he either, I don't know, maybe he got stuck in a combine or something. Maybe he had some, little accident.
That is a life-changing experience to be stuck in a combine.
Mm-hmm.
I treated a number of patients that were stuck in combines.
Well,
I did. I could tell you a lot of stories.
It didn't put any sense into his head.
Well,
and he's mean. He is a mean person. He has no sympathy.
He's nasty. He's a nasty. Yes. Yes. He is a nasty, nasty human being. There is no question about that on earth.
Just ask the people that have lived around him.
It depresses me beyond belief that I have to have him. I really wanted John Husted to run for governor, and I would have gladly voted for him. I would have gladly voted for Mary Taylor, but there is no, Mike DeWine is very much like the Saxby dude a few decades back, couple of decades back. That you can't, they just won't go away. they won't go away. Well, the Tafts, well, of course, Bob Taft, the final Bob Taft, finally proved himself completely irrational about how to, he wasn't a Republican. He wasn't even a wannabe Democrat. He was just like off the wall. But I don't know why the Ohio Republican Party attracts some of these weirdos. I really, really don't, And anyway, it looks like it's going to be
Don't vote for him.
It's going to be libertarian for me this fall, Tony.
I don't know. Well, then you're almost throwing away your vote.
I never bought into that throwing away your vote argument.
Yeah, well, I think there's...
No, I've never bought into that. I mean, my vote is my vote. If I wish to vote for a libertarian candidate, that's my vote. It's not throwing it away.
Well, it's being less effective if you have. It might appease your sense of morality.
I refuse to be.
However, it's not going to change the mathematical fact.
I understand that. I refuse to be a party to electing one or the other of these guys. Now, I don't have a problem with Cordray. I more or less kind of respect Cordray as a person. I don't necessarily like, his policies. I don't like his gun policies. I don't necessarily like the way he conducted the the Consumer Financial. He got saddled with an unconstitutional bureau, but I think he handled it, relatively well, for the most part. I know a neighbor of his personally who likes the guy, and she says he's a decent guy. To me, that's good testimony.
That is. Now, this is totally off the subject of Ohio, but here's the nonsense in Seattle. But just because I have it up here, there's not just one. I gotta figure out how to do this.
No, you're fine. Looks good.
It's there. Here's a $25 democracy voucher.
A democracy voucher?
A democracy voucher.
Is that like buying votes?
You get, there's $125, and then you get how many more? You get one, two.
Oh,
so you get $100. See, it says $100.
Are you shitting me?
City of Seattle. And what this does is, it says, why am I receiving this democracy voucher? You are receiving 4 $25 democracy vouchers because you are a registered voter, or you completed an application to request democracy vouchers for the 2017 City of Seattle elections. Now, see, you do not need to be a registered voter to be able to vote. You can be a registered voter, or you can apply to get your democracy vouchers.
Oh, at the time you go in to vote, so you can register at the time you try to vote. Okay.
No. This gives you what the purpose of this. Let's see what they say here. It has the answer here. What is the purpose of the democracy voucher program?
Get more votes for the Democrats.
It says democracy vouchers are a new way for Seattle residents to become more active in their government by donating to campaigns and/or running for elected positions themselves.
Oh, extortion racket too. Oh, excellent.
How is the democracy voucher program funded? I-122 authorized the maximum property tax increase.
Oh, there you are. Oh, extort and then use it to extort more. Excellent.
Of $3 million per year to fund the program for the next 10 years.
It's like the school system, why they don't call it the school system.
Costs the average homeowner about $11.50 a year.
It's the homeowner. Oh, yes. So the homeowner is extorted for $12 a year, $11.22 a year, and then he gets to be extorted even more because it fosters more things to be extortion for. Isn't that great?
And it is. And then it says, is using my democracy voucher the same as voting?
No.
It says, democracy vouchers are used to help candidates raise money for their campaigns.
Oh, so it's like the city raising money for left-wing candidate or candidates they wish to have
not
win.
necessarily left-wing. Could be anyone you want.
Okay, yes. Okay, candidates they wish to have win. How's that? Is that fair enough?
Well, you can print in. No, you can print in any of your candidates you want. So you print in your name here. Candidate name.
I only tried to do one of these write-ins on one of these electronic things once, and I realized that, at least in Ohio, it may well work, but it just wasn't that much. Obviously.
Well, I found out because this was last year's democracy voucher. No cash value, non-transferable.
So does it last? Does it expire?
Yes.
So you can't go, turn it in for a pound of hamburger or something.
Not anymore.
Well, I guess over in Seattle, you have to say go in and turn it in for a pound of tofu or a pound of
tofurkey. Some tofurkeys.
Yeah. Or a pound of kudzu, or what's that thing? What's that thing? What's this?
Quinoas.
Yeah. Well, that's actually quinoa, by the way, and I have that on good authority from my Spanish teacher, who was, nearly assassinated by Castro's damn assassins, who had witnessed her husband in Cuba being killed, her physician husband in Cuba being killed by Castro's goons.
So here's briefly what this says. It says democracy vouchers can be used to support candidates running for Seattle City Council or City Attorney.
That must be like the Soviet, that must be like the Supreme Soviet.
It says you have between such and such date until November 2017 to use your vouchers. Keep your vouchers in a safe place, it says.
Was it David Reed? 10 days that shook the world? Was it David Reed?
I don't know.
I actually read David Reed's that book. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Now I'm wrong. You can't just write in anyone. It says number 2, find the list of participating candidates on the program website and assign your voucher.
The approved universe.
Then number 3, once you do that, return your vouchers to a candidate's campaign or use the business reply envelope to mail them to Seattle Ethics and Elections Commission.
So you have to return the ballot to the campaign rather than the actual...
We're to the Election Commission. Then number 4, your candidate receives the money from your voucher.
The money? What the... This is terrible.
And here's the envelope, so it's prepaid.
This is horrible. This is a serious thing going on out there.
Yes.
It's the West Coast. This is the West Coast. Well, it doesn't matter when it was. The fact it went on at all tells you all you need to know. I hope I can hear that. I hope I can hear that fault line creaking. Getting ready to slide into the damn ocean on this one, I'll tell you. And it's a shame because you got a lot of really neat stuff out there.
Yeah, well, I've had just about my fill of this neat stuff after 20 years.
Well, you're talking about going from one of the most... So how about those democracy vouchers, huh, guys? Probably just as well that thing cut off when it did. Joe Kersey here on Friday, May 11th at 5:15 in the morning Eastern Time. That's Eastern Time, U.S. Here's Here's my Durham Cathedral cup that Tony Pincham sent me. As pretty as the pictures are on this thing, it doesn't really begin to convey how sublime it is to be in that structure. Within that structure, to be embraced by that structure, and to know that you're following in the footsteps of getting on near 1,100 years of people who've been worshiping God on that site. We didn't go on much longer. I think what happens is that I think this camera. Well, that was 23 minutes, but it can do a little over half an hour of 1080p on, I guess, at one go or something. Anyway, it cut off. I actually got essentially 7 hours straight through sleep last night. Thanks be to God. It's 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, we still got another hour and a half till, well, another hour and 10 minutes to sunrise. And we haven't really even gotten first light sort of being visible yet on the horizon. Fortunately now it's hard to see the horizon because of all the leaves filling in. So as you have seen, I may go to the store tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I may go to the store here later today. I'm almost out of cheese. Don't really need to. I'd like to get some more sausage. I'll get some more lime juice. I like to put lime in my tea. I think I've got, that's pretty much all I need, actually. I could stand to get, well, I always like to see if I can get a deal on pork shoulders or ham. Yeah, so democracy vouchers, huh? Well, that's just another one of these. It's like these little, the public, the campaign financing little check-off things on the tax forms. I know the federal government's got one, and then the state of Ohio has one too. Not quite so blatant about it as as the Seattle thing is. So let's see what God has in store for me today, huh? Now tomorrow I've got to go up and get retrained for lay reading. Well, yeah. This guy might want to change his routine here this next year, Well, it may not be for an entire year, but I have a feeling it's going to be a while. I can tell you right now, if we have a new rector in place by All Saints Day, I'm going to be very, very surprised. So, well, I say bye-bye, YouTubers.